Ahmed, your new work is focusing, I think, on the IWW a lot, and they kind of stand out. The history of labor is often kind of couched in terms of like business unionism and Gompers and the AFL and all that. The Wobblies are very different, and what was that based on kind of an ideology or the realities of lumber camps and mining, mines and things like that? And why was there such a gap between them and much of the other rest of labor? Most labor kind of stays away from them. Obviously, the AFL is a craft union. They just want to, hire, they want more money. So what's the IWW's role in this? Because I think they're very important in kind of, and also to kind of follow up, if you want to follow up on that, they also lead to a real shift and a kind of a crackdown in terms of the law. So you see kind of a new body of labor law emerge because of groups like the Wobblies.
Yeah, so the thing that strikes me most about the Wobblies and their experience was how true they were to their belief that the state and its legal system was their implacable enemy. They brooked, I won't say no compromise, but almost no compromises. They never did do the things that some other prominent representatives of the American left did, and that is to resort to a kind of opportunism regarding the state that you saw in with respect to the Communist Party and the Popular Front period, for instance, and its alliances with the New Deal state and the CIO and all of that. The Wobblies never really did do that. And, there are probably a number of reasons for that, beginning with the demographics of the organization. It was mainly, not entirely, but mainly composed of people on the margins. People who back in the teens and 20s couldn't vote anyway, given the realities of voting laws and their lack of permanent residency and all of that. Didn't have, many of them, a permanent home, weren't established in a community, and maybe were in a position for those reasons to better understand the state and see it for what it was. And that, of course, brought down upon them the most vicious of repression. One of the things I say in my book is that the one thing they proved above all else by their own subjugation was the essential truth of the philosophy they embraced from the outset. If they accomplished anything, it was to prove that they were fundamentally right about the state, about the capitalist state, and what it was bound to do to people like them, because it did. And I think in some ways, and I don't mean to belittle the suffering these people endured, which I find quite extraordinary, the courage they showed in the face of this. But the one thing they did was to show by their own experience that they were right about what the state was. And I don't say that to say that therefore their approach here was necessarily the correct one, that they were incontestably right about how to confront capitalism, how to organize workers successfully. That's a different issue, a more complicated issue. But they proved what the state